Hello, hello. Let's find out if I'm in the right places. Good afternoon and happy Sunday. Let me just make sure that I'm in the right places. Can you tell me if you can see me or hear me? Let's see. All right, here I am. Hi, Monica. How are you, dear? Oh, I got some interesting news to tell you. After I get off of here, I'll text you. Just making sure I'm live in the group and on the business page. There we go. Awesome. Happy Sunday. Tomorrow is May 1st. It's Beltane. We are now halfway between the spring equinox and the summer solstice. And everything around us is just bursting to life. Nature is just in all of her blossoming glory. And it feels like such a celebration. Like, really, I love it. This is one of the most beautiful times of the year. And Earth being the nurturer that she is, it's been pouring for a while to support all of those beautiful flowers and trees and plants that are out there turning all of these beautiful colors. I hope you are all well. All right, let's prepare to do a reading. This will be the live reading for the month of May. I'm going to do a live tarot reading at the beginning of each month for that month in the women's group. I'll stream the live tarot readings here on the business page too, so that my gentlemen friends can watch. And then I just always end up putting the replay in the community group. And then I'm going to do weekly pick a card readings in the women's group too. I'll probably put them on the Facebook and the page too. Why not? I'll put them everywhere. I'll just do the same reading and post it in all the places once a week. So things are going to start getting interesting in this space now, as I have found myself with some more time to dedicate to what I enjoy doing the most. So it's a blessing. I'm just going to ground myself a little bit, clean the cards. I love that smell. All right. So what we normally do is we do general energy, a card for the general energy. And then we do, what is it that we normally do? It's been a while. A card for the general energy of, and then one for, what do we do? Let me write this down, actually, because I keep forgetting. And then I have to remember it every time I write it down. So we do in general energy. And then we do an obstacle. What obstacles are in our way? The opportunity. Where's the opportunity for growth? Or the lesson? Or both. And then we do an ally. Who is our ally? What is our ally? What archetype? What traits? What things are allies for us? What can we lean into to help support us through this journey throughout the month? And then I'll probably do an oracle at the end. I will pick a deck and do a 5th card with the oracle card. Hi, it's so good to see you guys. I'm doing a collective reading right now. So I'm not doing personal readings, but you're welcome to tune in and see if a message comes through that resonates with you. Hang out. You never know. You're in this place for a reason, right? We're all here for a reason. Hello, Mandy. How you doing? Hang out for a few. You could always book a reading on my website. If you like, just message me and I will give you a discount for one. All right. So what is this general energy right now? We got an eclipse going on. We're in between eclipses. So that means everything that would be going on anyway is just magnified. So everything's super intense. There's a lot of changes going on. A lot of energy shifting, right? So things are coming up from the past to be revisited and re-healed. You know, this is the times that usually things happen where people call it a test. You're not being tested necessarily, but it certainly seems that way, right? And it's really just another layer of healing, right? So healing is not a linear thing. Yeah, the energy's wild right now. Healing is not a linear thing. So it goes like a spiral. And so you keep coming back around a layer deeper and a layer deeper. And the awesome part is that once you go around a couple times, you feel the shifts, but it's not quite as shocking because you're not as triggered by it anymore. You know, it comes up and you have a choice. Like you notice it for what it is, right? And then you have a choice whether or not you want to entertain it, or if you just want to kind of let it float on by, kind of like how we do with our thoughts in meditation, right? All right. We also have Pluto in retrograde, which I found out this morning has to do with that same thing, with letting go of what no longer serves and healing on a deeper level. I am not an astrologer, but I learned that this morning. I do look into it sometimes. I know I understand it. I understand it when I read other people's other people's energy forecasts and things, but I'm not big into. I have not studied into it deeply. I just know what the terms mean. So I really follow the moon more than anything else because the moon is like a clock for us, right? So the moon is a giant clock for the earth and the earth seasons, and it's a giant clock for us and our inner seasons. As within, so without. All right, so we have the general energy, which is unbiased judgment, which is being the observer. The general energy is that we're independent and we have clear boundaries now. We're no longer toxic and we're not letting people walk all over us, and we're healing. We're clear-minded now. We have a different, more healed perspective of the world. So the lens through which we are seeing what's going on right now is from a more emotionally matured place. It's coming from a place that's already done a lot of healing. And then, and there's hope, right? So things might be intense right now, but there's hope because it's even more than hope. It's like a knowing. It's like a knowing that things are only going to get better. It's having faith. It's being calm and having faith, knowing that you are now on the path to your purpose. And you're starting to see synchronicities and good omens, like things that you would consider good omens or good luck charms. And this is a time that great fortune can be earned or called in. It's a good time for rejuvenating, sitting down and relaxing for a few minutes, anchoring into how you really feel and what you really want. This is going over your desires again, right? So anchor back into that vision. The vision that you had when we did the new moon eclipse reading, the last reading we did. We talked about our goals and planting the seeds, remember? And so whatever it was that you were planting at that time, it's time to sit down and reevaluate how far you've come since then. What has come up that you see now better, now that we've had a full moon and everything's been very clear. The full moon kind of puts on display everything that we weren't previously aware of. So now we have a greater awareness and it's intensified. So this is a good time to start shedding those things that aren't needed anymore and assessing what is going to be important going forward, but anchoring back into that vision. So leaning back into that original intention. Is that still what you want? Is it a long-term vision or is it a short-term vision? If it was a short-term vision, you may have already gotten really close to it, gotten it or something similar or, close. You might want to look towards setting a new intention if that's the case. The obstacle that would be in our way this month is going to be feeling like indulging. So if we indulge too much this month, we can come off greedy and we can become obsessed with financial wealth and status. We can become obsessed with this quest for abundance. And so we have to really be careful what the choices that we make on indulging in ourselves and make sure that we are making wise choices financially. So the obstacle is going to be not spoiling yourself and not making purchases that are unnecessary. It's one thing to take care of yourself, to have what you need to even nurture yourself. Just don't go overboard. There'll be a lot of breakthroughs, new ideas, and success as long as we can stay on track and not get stubborn and think we know everything. Let's remain teachable and sharp-minded. Are any of you having a surgery? My dad is. And the card that I just pulled up, he's having one at the end of May. And the card I just pulled up is the card that, it's the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords sometimes is indicative of someone having a medical surgery of something, of some sort. I'm just curious to see if anybody has a surgery planned that's in here in this container right now. So we have to watch out for new conflicts. That's going to be another thing. Intensity, the energy is intense. The eclipse energy is just amplifying that. And people who are unhealed, people who haven't done as much work on themselves as some people in here have, may be triggered by you and by the way you're changing and by the shifts that you're making. And so there could be a little jealousy or a little bit of, jealousy, or a little bit of an attention grab. Someone that used to have your attention, but since you set healthy boundaries, and you're not letting them cross those boundaries, they get angry. That's what I see. Okay, what is our opportunity for growth? Oh boy, that's not good. Well, So it's financial loss, but it's losses. It's not financial loss to the point where it's like a financial ruin, but we already knew that we should be watching out for the obstacle of getting a little greedy and indulging a little bit too much. And so I think that part of the opportunity for growth is learning that lesson, right? Is going to be learning that lesson, or we're going to find ourselves in isolation, right? So it's learning that lesson to not overindulge. Let's see. And not to be too insecure, to trust in yourself. What else is the opportunity? Okay. Entrepreneurs. Are there any entrepreneurs in here? So the natural leaders in here and the visionaries in here. This is an opportunity for you to overcome some challenges that you've been going through. You've been maturing. And this is the perfect time to focus on your career for everyone. Hi, guys. Hi, Anna. 97. I graduated from high school in 98. I'm not doing personal readings right now, though, darling. We're doing a collective reading for the community and for the collective as a whole. But please feel free to tune in and see if there's a message that comes through for you. You're here for a reason, darling. You are here for a reason. So there's opportunity for growth. There may be some difficult decisions to make this month. Weighing the options, trying to decide between this or that, which path. There are two paths to go down, and one is for you and one is not for you. Entrepreneurs, it is time to start overcoming your barriers. What is the thing that stands between you and your goals? It's usually just you. This is a time to look deep. Think about, how are you avoiding what you should be facing? Are you overthinking it? And our ally is courage, confidence, independence, focus, the Queen of Wands. She is joyful and determined and dedicated and powerful. And she doesn't question herself. Courage can only be what it is if there is fear. So in order to be courageous, you have to feel that fear. It's not courage if you weren't afraid, right? And so it's moving through fear. It's doing the thing anyway, even when you're scared. Why? Because that's what stands between failure and success, is the attempting to do it, the courage to face the fear and take the chance and take the risk. Opportunities, seeing through illusions. I see a lot of dreaming going on right now, but I don't see that as a bad thing. I see daydreaming as a search for purpose, as a building of a vision. And that's fine, because some of us might not have already set a vision for this year or for this month. And so anchoring back into that vision is part of what we were talking about earlier today. So personal transformation in May. That makes sense. Look out for the fear of change. We are all afraid of change. I mean, some of us just embrace it a little better than others, but the mind is designed that way. Your brain is designed to save you from the uncomfortableness or the unknown of anything that you haven't done before, or anything that you've done before that may not have had the best outcome. It's designed to protect you. It's not a bad thing. It's just that we have to learn to move through it, right? So we have to use what we know, and decide if the belief that our ego has about the situation, the fear, if it's real or not. And we all know it's an illusion. Fear is an illusion. All right. What else can we do to help us out this month through some of these obstacles that we're having around coming up with courage, around anchoring into the bigger vision, around getting over the obstacle of having the desire to indulge? Planning, documenting it, writing it out in a journal, making progress and keeping track of that progress, and celebrating little wins. And so if we don't keep track of that, we are very likely to just push aside all those little wins as if they never happened, because we don't train ourselves to enjoy those little things, right? Those little wins that we have, those little gains that we have in life. We never make a big deal and celebrate those. But guess what? It's all those little gains that add up to the big stuff. And those are the things that happen over and over again in small increments that builds up to something big. That is where your lasting change is going to happen, in those little small shifts. And so keeping track of this and writing it down, saying it out loud, do a voice note on your phone, a journal. There are online journals too. There's an online journal that I just found recently. If I can find it again, I will give it to you. I'll put the link in here for you guys, because it's just a free online journal. It's a good place for you to go and just take notes of that stuff. If we are focusing on our little small wins and we're writing them down as time goes on, and we're taking the time to recognize how far we've come, it makes having courage to take the next step that much easier, because we realize, in looking back, all those things that we've already accomplished. And if we're able to see all of the stuff we've already accomplished, then it won't be as hard to get around the fear of doing the unknown, of taking the next step, in knowing that each and everything that happens is going to be for your greatest good, because there really aren't any mistakes. There's just learning, right? And so you literally cannot fail. The only way you can fail is if you stop. It's the only way you can fail is if you stop. And yeah, courage, persistence too, resilience, keeping your boundaries. Keep those boundaries. Don't let people drain your energy. When you're tired, say no. When you need time for you, take the time for you. It's important. It's really important. We can't be as good as we want to be, or as we can be. We can't be our best if we're not taking care of ourselves. All right, let me grab an oracle card to end this off really sweet. Hang on just a second. It is so cleansing out there. It is just raining and raining. All right, which one do we want to do, guys? I have Angels and Ancestors and the Moonology Oracle deck. What should we do? Hi. I am live in a couple different places, so I'm not sure. Hi, Bree. And hi, Miss Mary. How are you? I'm so happy to see you. I like Amaya. It's a beautiful name, but I'm so used to calling you Miss Mary. I hope you don't mind. It's so lovely to see you all. I'm so happy that you guys joined me today. I'm going to do these on Sundays at the beginning of every month now. So it'll be a good time for us to catch up. Yes, Bree, amazing things are happening for you right now, too. I'm so happy for you. You are just making leaps and bounds with your business, and I'm just so proud of you. It's hard getting over yourself, like getting around yourself. Like I was just saying, like the biggest obstacle that we face is ourself. I think I told myself that I wasn't clear for so long that like I wasn't, and now I think I've finally found some clarity, so that's nice. I think that we question ourselves too much. I had to anchor back into learning how to trust myself. Learning, and it's not even here's the thing. It's learning that even if you fail, it's just a lesson, and that it's not going to be the end of the world, and that you're going to survive. And then it's knowing that it's not the end of the world. Like that's how everybody becomes successful. They continue to fall on their face over and over again until they become successful. Like that's literally how it works. There is no such thing as like, standing up and being like, I'm going to try this for the first time, and then trying it once and never failing at it at all and just going straight to the top. Like there is no such thing. So the end of a tough cycle is approaching. That's what the card we got says. Let's put one more too. Is that one? That's two. All right, I'm going to use them all. So we got the end of a cycle. Confidence is the key to your success. I just said that. I literally just said that. I swear, I'm shit you not. That's what I just pulled. You probably can't see it that well. And then believe in the impossible, because there is no such thing as impossible. There is no such thing. Reality is far stranger than fiction, and we could never, ever guess what's going to happen, how it's going to turn out. We could never guess. And so we're better off just having faith that we live in a universe of infinite potential. And there are no limits. The only limits that we have here are the ones that we place on ourselves. So the end of a rough cycle approaches. So how hard are you willing to work for what you want? This card is reminding you that effort is required. Work issues may be about to come to a head when this card comes up. If you're wondering if you should stay in your job or leave, this card can be a strong sign to make an exit. That's interesting because I just exited my job that I had for 3 years. The end of a rough time is forecast. This card also asks you to consider how ambitious you are and whether you're prepared to pull out all the stops to make your professional dreams come true without being ruthless. If you have a love question, this card can be a call to face reality, whatever situation you're asking about, making a plan will help. Plans, that's something that came up too. If your personal life is troubled, prioritize it more, meaning put the focus more on you. The teaching, the full moon in Capricorn has a very strong work ethic and energy, and will more likely come up when you're asking about a professional question. If your question is about another matter, it will serve as much needed reminder to move through any feelings of hopelessness you may have been feeling about your situation. And this applies no matter when you draw the card. So making a plan is a far better use of your time than worrying or talking yourself out of it. Okay, confidence is the key to your success. I literally just said that. I love it when that happens. Like, really. This is so much fun, guys. I love doing this. All right. The Lion. New moon in Leo. The card heralds the start of a new cycle for you. When are you going to look and feel more gorgeous? More in the spotlight. More like you have something worth showing off. If you want someone's attention, this card says it's coming. However, this may not happen all by itself. You have to be willing to do your bit. That means being proud of who you are and what you have to offer. Think of yourself as the king or the queen of the jungle. Carry yourself accordingly. This card is also a great omen if you're asking about a creative project you're working on. Alternatively, It can herald good news or a new start for your children. Beautiful. Leo is the sign of the big, brave-hearted lion, of pride and showmanship and flirting. The energy around the new moon in Leo, therefore around this card, whenever you pick it, is hot and generous. The energy loves itself, and so should you. If you've been too much of a wallflower, this new moon card and the Leo new moon comes the reminder that you need to be proud of who you are. And that's why we should be measuring those little wins, right? That's why we should be keeping track of those little wins so that we have something to look back on and see how far we've come. We all need something to look forward to. What's better to look forward to than celebrating your own victories? But really, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I know we were told to like not be arrogant and full of ourselves, but there's a difference between loving yourself and celebrating your wins and being proud of yourself and standing in your power and in your truth and opening up your throat chakra and announcing it to the world and showing up that way. That's different. That is not arrogance. That only appears arrogant to unhealed people, you know? Believe in the impossible. We live in a world of infinite possibilities, I always say, and I think it's true. The blue moon. As the saying goes, some things happen only once in a blue moon. In other words, hardly ever. Drawing this card suggests that you're about to get a rare chance and that something one-off could be well about to happen. This card is a very positive sign if you felt you're hoping for too much or asking too much from the universe. Whatever you're asking about, well, it might only happen once in a blue moon, but it can happen. However, with this rare opportunity before you, it's important that you believe in it. I have chills all over. If you convince yourself that whatever you're asking about can never go in your favor, then guess what? It won't go in your favor. Be grateful for this card, which is a reminder to believe in your dreams, right? If you think you can, you're right. And if you think you can't, you're right. And it's the truth. So here's the teaching. There are usually 3 full moons between each equinox and solstice. And right now we're between the equinox and the solstice. I'm telling you guys, I can't make this up. I really can't. But that's exactly where we are right now, smack between the spring equinox and the summer solstice. So they call that a cross-quarter day. Beltane, it's tomorrow, or May Day. And so sometimes we get 4 full moons in a single season. When it happens, the third of the season's 4 full moons is called a blue moon. At least that was the original definition of a blue moon. These days, it's popular to use blue moon for the second full moon in any calendar month that has 2 moons. So that used to be every 4. That's crazy. 4 moons in one calendar month. That's pretty wild. 4 moons in a season, not in a calendar month. I see. I'm like, that's not even possible. Not in 30 days in a season. So I guess a season would be broken into 4 months, into quarters. Oh my God, guys. That was great. I really loved that reading. Maybe I'll do them more often. But for now, I'm going to commit to doing them in the beginning of every month. So I'll do it for the month. And then you know what I'll probably do? I'll probably show up for new moons and full moons and do those live too. That's probably what I'm going to do. May not be on the day, but I'll try to do them in like 3 days. Like 3 days before, 3 days after, in that 6-day window. Oh, you're very welcome. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. So what's going on this week? I am planning a whole new thing. Michael and I are planning. I'll make the announcement here. We're planning on doing it. It probably will be the very end of May, the very beginning of June. We're going to do a Manifest Your Perfect Soulmate boot camp. It's going to be like a 6-month thing, and it'll be very reasonably priced and very affordable. And so we're going to basically take you guys through the journey that we went through to intentionally manifest each other. And like literally, that's what happened. I swear, it's shocked the shit out of me. I believed that manifesting was a thing before, and I was able to manifest small things, but it wasn't until after he turned up in my life that I was like, holy shit, this stuff works. And so we're going to teach you guys how if you want to learn. So yeah, that's exciting. And I'm going to be doing the pick a pile reading once a week in the women's group. I'll probably do it in all the groups. Why not? So the pick a pile reading every week, one of those, and then one monthly reading, and then I'll probably come on the full moon and possibly the new moon too. So I'm going to post a schedule for you guys because I'm going to do a class. I'm going to do, I can't even speak, like a webinar master class type of thing, just like an hour long at the most, on the shortest, quickest way to manifest what you desire. And I'll be putting that together straight away. And then Michael and I this month will be working on the next, the boot camp, which I'm really looking forward to. I love you guys. Thank you so much for coming. Yeah, I'm not working there anymore. I didn't quit. But I manifested big changes, and that's what happened. So it just happened to coincide where Michael got a promotion, and I was like, well, he got a promotion, so I can cut back. But I would have had to, I was having a hard time hiring people, and I wanted to cut back my hours so I could work on this more. And I couldn't find anybody to work there that was like capable of doing it. And it was an easy job. I couldn't figure it out. And so like I was a little stressed there. And next thing you know, the company I worked for, they had signed with a corporate investor, and like about a year ago, and they had just brought in like these new district managers that were like big wig district managers in retail that were like well known. And it didn't take more than 3 months before I mean, mind you, I was working 80-hour weeks, and they didn't send anybody to help me or come help me. But the minute they decided it was good for them, they came in and they let me go, and they put another manager in that day. So they just planned on clearing house and putting their people in. It didn't even have anything to do with me. But that's how things go, guys. The universe will move you if you don't move fast enough. And I've been through this so many times before, and this time it was a hell of a lot less upsetting and a whole lot more like a weight off my shoulders, because I was ready to go, and I wouldn't have done it that way because I felt responsible, I built it from the ground up with them. It was their business, but I built it. No one else was around to help me. I did it all by myself for 3 years. And so like, I kind of felt like I owed it to them after giving me that opportunity to help them train new people. But clearly they didn't feel that responsibility towards me. And I was not surprised, really, because guys, that's what big corporations do. That's like literally what they do. And so that's why I want to start my own thing. You're right. I am supposed to be here anyway. And this is what I wanted to free up more time for. And so it was a blessing. And also, since I didn't quit, I could probably still collect unemployment. So since they let me go. So there's that too. So yeah, I'm going to be around a lot more. And so if I can help any of you with anything, please reach out and let me know. And I will be in here on Monday. We're going to be in the group. Michael and I will do a fireside chat if it's not raining again on Monday night. I'll let you guys know what time when we get that far. Love you all. Yes, I'm excited for me too, because doing that, I didn't have the time to build up myself. And that's the most important piece. I'm so excited too. Thank you so much. You guys have a wonderful rest of your Sunday, and we'll see you tomorrow night, probably 9 o'clock, because Mike's working. Talk to you guys soon.